Fifth year. Happy birthday to Heads Up Advisor.
Damn.
Been following us for 4 years, going into the fifth year here. I guess it's our fifth birthday. Did you ever think you were going to do this for 5 years, Craig?
Hell no. You bamboozled me into this dang thing.
Yeah, I was a good salesman. I flew out to California, talked you into doing it. I said, all you got to do is just show up, man. Don't worry, just show up. I'll take care of the rest.
Just show up and talk. So in celebration of that, I thought you'd appreciate this. It all started with this, and I think our first video, I said, if y'all don't know about this, well, you're just missing out, right? Jay Abraham, getting everything you can out of everything you got. And
yeah, the first one we weren't even doing live. We weren't even going live. I was just recording it. I was like, get up there, go get a book off the shelf and talk about it. No idea what we were doing, but hey, it worked out. So today, if any of you guys are watching, been following along for 4 years, let us know. Big thank you to Frank out here. Let's see what we got. If you're watching, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know how long you've been watching. About, I don't know, I'd say we've probably done 200 episodes. Probably. You know, we originally had started on a private Facebook group. Then we expanded, I guess after 2 years, because I don't think we did the first 2 years. It was 100% private. Then we released it on YouTube and the podcast, right?
Well,
Kind of made it.
You say, man.
Yeah, the first 2 years, those that don't, was more like training. We had a topic and like training every day. You know, that was back California days. Now I'm in lovely Fort Lauderdale.
Hard to bounce around, man.
Bounce around a little bit, you know.
One step ahead of the law.
There you go.
And it works.
You start making money, you don't want to pay that California state tax anymore. That's what happens.
Yeah, well, see, you're smarter than you look.
That's right. Still, show sponsor, Virtue Health. Check us out. I'll tell you what, Craig, where's my thing? Winter has come for all those that are sleeping at the wheel. Somebody that's in the wholesale market can tell you, and Margot, great job on this picture. I love it. Big fan of Game of Thrones. I'm getting my OLED installed right now as we speak, so I can watch Game of Thrones on it, and House of Dragon coming out in about.
Ooh, that's right.
Very excited.
Is that a prequel?
What's that?
Is that a prequel?
It's the prequel with the Targaryen, so it should be good.
Oh,
so the guy that wrote it,
Fire and Brimstone.
The budget's like double, so it should be entertaining. What was I saying? I forget now. Going once. Oh, winter's come. We're at Virtue Health. We're busier than ever. I mean, you would think it's already fourth quarter. The amount of people sending stuff in for 12-1, 1-1, opportunities, prospects. Let me read a text message from, again, you think, you know, you're cruising and snoozing. That's going to be the new line. That's okay. If you're cruising and snoozing, okay. Let's see. Clayton Wood, one of the hungriest guys in the business of a young me and Craig. He said, cold call has been crazy this week. I have 17 meetings with employers, 50 to 300 in the next 2 weeks. If I don't close one of these, you have to make me quit the business. Yes. So, you know, get out there, go after it. I mean, we'll talk about it. The key to the success of Virtue Health, on top of it being a great product, it don't matter if you have a great product. You sit on the shelf and do nothing, right? It has to be sold, has to be marketed. The key was, you know, when we created this show, was going to be, we were going to do a course, remember, Craig? And then I said,
we talked about it.
You know, I said, we can go live and we don't have to sell a course, to teach it all for free online and use our company as a show sponsor, make money that way. And that became, after 2 months, what we did here. And, you know, I was writing down quitting. He just said, talking about quitting. I don't think I ever thought of quitting or stopping the show once, right? You never heard me talk about ending the show.
No, you just wanted to buy cooler shit.
Yeah.
We need more cameras, bigger microphones.
It's so funny now. We're running it because I move around so much and we're not together down at the studio. We're only lower end stuff, but the technology is caught up. So we're using StreamYard, right? You see how far along it's come. StreamYard, now we can boot online and do it anywhere. We're in the beginning. We bought $6,000 computer with a video card this big to stream, the top fiber cable, 18 cameras. I think it cost like 20, 30 grand for all the shit back then. And now you can do it simply on your laptop through StreamYard because you don't need the processing power of a computer. It's all done through the program. So we've come a long way. John Clay says, hey, Jens. John's been around the whole time.
Yeah. So, hey, man, I put some different pictures back here to make the point of how far you can come in 5 years. So you see this, right? So this is me, big old tall drink of water right there, right? Playing paintball with my son, who's right here, right? So this was rookie season, 2005. I was hooked. It was like, oh man, this is such a cool sport. And I played with him for 6 months until I saw myself on film and realized I was too big and too slow. It was undeniable. Video don't lie. And then I became a coach. And then, but I still look good though. I still look good, right? That's me playing, right? I always would dress like I'm a homeless guy. I'd have a bunch of random stuff. Great sport. But look what happens in a few years, right? Look what happened. Look what's happened to Virtue, right? So we know guys who've been, shit, John, they're out of the business, right? In the 5 years. We also know guys who are crushing it. You just talked about Clayton Woods, right? Stud, crushing it. He takes our stuff, he uses it, he applies it, and damn, it works. It's like, guys, I had my first 7-figure book of business in the 90s, right? It's like, this isn't an experiment. We know what works and what doesn't work. This is a picture of my son in front of, that check right there was a check for $40,000 that he won playing paintball. And then, numerous trophies of having won every kind of tournament known to man. This was him on the #1 paintball team in the world.
Pull that picture up closer.
There's Mark. Yeah, I mean,
How old is he there?
Trophy after 17.
17.
17 years old, man. And it was like he had already learned that everything was about discipline, delayed gratification, putting in the work, willing to do the shit that unsuccessful paintball players weren't willing to do. Because, we knew guys that kicked our ass when we were here playing as rookies, kicking Mark's ass. That was at 14. He was 14. At 17, he was already on the #1 team in the world in one of the paintball leagues. And in the other league, he was with our team, with our young guys. And we were the #1 team in the US 3 out of 5 years. And so that's how fast it can happen if you actually do stuff, if you practice hard, if you have intention to improve, not just, make a living and have a cool standard of living, right? How do you think I learned all this stuff about how comfort kills achievement, John? Because I saw it, I lived it, I was cruising with 7-figure books of business, being able to manage, do cool stuff. My other son is Eagle Scout. I was a scout leader, and we did, we camped somewhere, all kinds of stuff, right? And so when that phase of my life, I understood, how to work the system. And so there's just so much that people can do and accomplish in a short amount of years. And so if you're still in the same place as when John and I started this thing, then the answer's in the mirror. That's all I got to tell you. Just look in the mirror. There's your problem.
Yeah, if you're snoozing and cruising, that's the new line. Look, there's a point where you're going to be snoozing and cruising. I think we're all going to, many of us will get there at some point. Shit, if those of you haven't 15 years of doing it, at the end, you're probably going to, right, on the way out. And that's okay. Look, you bust your ass. I look at it now. I don't have to work as hard as I used to because it doesn't take me that many hours to do anything anymore. I could do it.
You make 4 times the money.
What's that?
You make 4 times the money.
More than that. Yeah. It's but that comes with experience. And the reality is, if you put in the time, you can, it doesn't take as much time. That's the beauty of the business. Any business that you're doing, you're going to break your ass. If any of you listen out there, if you're not going to bust your ass and work around the clock and be passionate and be your #1 most important thing, you're not going to be successful And yes, everybody can define successful a certain way, but you're not going to have the success in 5 years and have the freedom to be able to keep going the way you want to go. If you're doing it 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you're listening. We're not picking on you, but you know who you are. And maybe you haven't gotten as far in the 4 years of watching this. And like Craig said, you got to look in the mirror and go, is this what I really want to do? What do I really want in my life? We talked about that on the last show is do you want to grow a big book of business with a lot of employees or a lean and meaner shop that's less headaches, less stress, but you make more than enough money than you need, right? Because at what point does the zeros in the bank account, is it worth it for the stress and the lifestyle? So, if you put in the years, we did it simply on the show, just consistency, showing up every week. Look,
Yeah.
Craig, I tell Craig all the time. I mean, I didn't want to do the show today. I was sitting on the couch pissed off because I was waiting all day for the TV guy. And I'm like, I don't feel like doing a show. I'm in a bad mood. But the beauty of this show was that we set it that January. I said, Craig, we're going to do it every Thursday, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. Pacific. So people know that we're going to be going live and they show up. And now because people are showing up, I had to make sure that I showed up. And so that was the reason. That's the reason that we show up every week is we know people are going to be there. So whatever your why is, if it's your family, you better start showing up if you want to make it to the next level here.
Yeah, it isn't that hard. I also brought some hats on themes that we've used over time, right? We've talked about numerous times, right? So the fact that guys go to a class or a training or a conference and they get shown and told what the ingredients are to a really great 3-star Michelin meal. That don't make you a chef, guys. Okay? Most of you are a cook at Taco Bell. Okay? Now, but you know the ingredients to a 3-star Michelin meal, right? But you're not a chef yet. You're a cook, and so that's part of the reason why John and I have been successful is because we try to ramp people's learning curves so you don't have to go through the pain and experience that and frustration that we went through, and you can cut right through the baloney and get right to the to the money sooner, faster, quicker, better, smarter in less time. And when you do that, it's very rewarding because learning curves suck.
Yeah,
And
and
so
look,
that's what we talked about. It's like how to become a head chef.
We keep investing in ourselves to bring you guys more stuff. You guys want to see what many years looks like. We weren't that good in the beginning either. Let's roll a clip here.
Yes.
You want to be remembered or you want to be ignored? My buddy owned an ad agency. He told me that years ago. He goes, I don't care if you're writing or speaking. That's your rule of thumb. You want to be remembered or you want to be ignored? Because for most brokers, most of your competitors, they're not only ignored, they're irrelevant. And so, that's opportunity for you guys. I've told you guys, I operated in the larger market, but I operated for decades in your markets, right? That was easy. I mastered that. And at first I was resistant in the large group market, and it didn't take me any time at all to realize the emperor has no clothes. I've told you, they don't do anything in large groups. That thermostat, it never moves in the large case market. Some of it's because it's probably, if they were to move a $30 million case from a carrier to a TPA, they'd probably get fired in some of those big houses. So nothing but opportunity upstream. So figure out how to go to upstream. Leverage other people. You all have relational capital. I mean, you can't get to be an adult without knowing people. Don't be so literal to go, well, who do I know? Forget that. Think of 6 degrees, right? What was that Kevin Bacon thing, right? He was like 1 degree removed from the president or something crazy. Who do you know? Who knows everybody? Leverage that relationship. Find a reason why, but for God's sake, don't tell them because you're a great health insurance broker. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to have that conversation. So part of it is messaging.
You have to expose yourself to new ideas, new strategies, so that you can become more aware of what's going on. That's why I kind of, bang on everybody. Stop thinking you have to learn more about anything related to healthcare. You don't. everybody that's in this group, I'm sure, is already more than smart enough and knows more than 99.5% of your prospects already. What you need to know about is what makes you tick, how to sell, human psychology, behavioral economics. You know, it's those things that are going to make the difference for you.
Look at those glasses I had, man.
Sounds familiar. It was like that was like one of the first episodes too. You were on the iPad in a thing, and I was yelling at you because the audio was bad.
Yeah, I was in some hotel room.
Yeah, been saying the same thing for years, right? It's funny
because it works, right? I mean, the formula is already established. The question is, are you going to do it? Do you have the discipline? Do you have the desire? Do you have a big enough why? And it's okay if you don't. You know, you're going to do what you're going to do. That's okay. But for, you know, the guys and gals who listen and try stuff, gosh, how many emails have we had, John, from people who went, oh my God, I tried it and it worked. I mean,
yeah, let's pull up.
We've made a lot of people a lot of money.
You'll see. Yeah, I mean, these were way back one of my first videos. I was doing the solo videos, just posting. This is when we were teaching. I don't know if I made this public. I think it was just in the group. It was for the consulting role. It was walking through the consulting role. Here you go. I'm going to make this very clear. I do this in my talks. Is think of it this way, guys. Here's us, and this is how we sound. Okay? And tell me if you've done this before and you agree with it. We sound like this. Hey, Mr. Employer, you've been married for 10 years to your wife. I want you to go ahead and divorce your wife because she's been lying to you for the last 10 years. And after you divorce her, after our 2 one-hour meetings, I want you to marry me. Okay? Makes sense? Right away, too. I don't want you to wait. We're going to do this right now. That's what we sound. That's what we're asking them to do. You have to realize that. But don't badmouth the broker. Okay? The less I do it, the better. Let them say it. Ask them questions that make them come to that conclusion. You know, read psychology books. You always want them to think it was their idea. So figure out how to structure your conversation, your questions around that, and it's going to make a lot more sense. And you're not going to sound like every other broker because every other broker does that. Wow, so that was pre-COVID weight.
Classic.
Before I started drinking wine.
Well, blame that on me.
Yes, 100%. You and Kevin.
Good wine too. No shitty wine. Yeah, only good wine.
You and Kevin O'Kane.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was the consulting talk, just doing a project. God, that must have been 2018.
Yeah, right. And the guys, right? Obey propaganda, right? I mean, we don't even get me started on COVID, but you know, I wore this a lot when that whole thing started. But you know, for those people who work in agencies, you know, they assign you some guy who happened to have a couple good years of sales. And they went, hey, why don't you become sales manager? Doesn't mean they know how to train or educate anybody, but that's what happens at a lot of agencies. And so you get brainwashed to think that this is how you do it because, you know, this one guy or gal tells you this is what made them successful. And the odds are pretty good that 9 times out of 10, that was just somebody who might have had an okay sized book. Maybe they got all the referrals from the P&C side. So that's not the same as meeting a stranger and convincing them to work with you and giving them the confidence, the clarity, and the certainty to work with you who yesterday was a stranger as opposed to it's a warm lead from the other side of the house. And, you know, we just assume write one check to one firm, right? That's not the same thing. So let's not delude ourselves. But irregardless, here's what happens. You have to expose yourself to new ideas from new places, from new mentors, from people who've done it, from people who have successes that you'd like to have, which often is not in your own firm. And if you're a sole practitioner, man, it's pretty hard to find new ideas when it's just you and you're basically busier than a one-armed paper hanger trying to do everything in your firm. And so another thing we've tried to educate people on is stop it. Don't do $15 an hour work. Outsource it. Right, John?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is the reason we started the show is to help others to an extent. You know, having sales training is key, whether it's you, whether it's somebody else that you're getting it from, whether it's us. But invest in yourself, Get somebody. What were we talking? We were talking about in the show, I guess, coaches. Yeah, get somebody to kick your ass if you're not doing it yourself and you can't hold yourself accountable. Hire somebody that will. Let's go to. This was the first podcast. It was on Craig's balcony. I think it was called. Shit, I can't think of the name of it.
I think that was what we called it. Shit, I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, there you go.
Now I'm at the point, fortunate enough in my career, where sometimes I just don't care. I don't really need you that bad. Would I like them? Yeah, in most cases, I want the group. I want them, but
Yeah.
I'm not needy anymore. Like I need to worry about paying bills or something like that.
It makes a huge difference. You got to be able to walk away, take the sale away, and not be needy.
I told you the other day when I was looking at a car, and they bring me in there and they offer me X amount for my trade in, and then I get there and they say it's $2,000 less. We can't do that. And I go, here's your key. I'll take my key back and I'll see you later. Oh, wait. Let's come on inside. Within 5 minutes, they were up $1,500 in price, and I still walked out because they didn't give me the whole $2,000 they told me. And then sure enough, the next day they called me with it. So being desperate, right?
Yeah.
They utilize that against you in car sales.
I had a call with another advisor the other day, and he's like, "Oh man, this is great. I got 9 opportunities going right now. I can feel the confidence and the certainty, and I'm not needy anymore. I don't care. I don't care if they don't choose me because I got 9 going." Yeah, that's the secret.
That is the secret. Yeah, when you only got 2 leads in the last quarter, man, the desperation. I just read something this morning. Yeah, the desperation makes your breath stink. And the prospect can sense it.
Yeah, I had a sales call yesterday, the day before, from a vendor calling me to sell me, and they had the sales voice when they first started the call. "Hey John, how's it going?" And it was just desperate sounding and needy sounding. I was telling my business development rep today, he's get tripped up in the beginning of the calls, and I'm like, look, just call like you're an attorney. Hey, it's Bob. Speak with Bob Jones, please. Who's calling? John Sbrocco. Where are you calling from? John Sbrocco's office. Speak with authority, not like a needy salesperson. If they know it's a salesperson, within the first second, they're not going to listen or they're going to hang up on you. So speak with authority. But anyhow, being needy, people can hear it through the phone easily. I didn't even know what the people look like. You could just feel the sales breath of desperateness and just ask right away, asking for all the business. Don't know you from a hole in the wall. And they're outright asking for the business. They know nothing about me. They know nothing about my problems.
Yeah.
They think that they're going to take over my whole block of business.
It's like the bad auto dealer training, right? You show up at the auto dealer and they say, "What's it going to take for us to put you in that car today?" It's like, really?
Yeah, they had a lot more. They had a lot more odds. Those guys got a lot more odds. That's not the worst question at the car dealership, but to move your whole block of business.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. Know what type of lift you're asking for, because that ain't an easy lift. So
yeah.
But I thought it was funny. Let's see. We got one more clip, and then we'll jet. If you're listening, let us know how long you've been watching. Let's see.
John Clay says, "I was dying on the vine in 2017, hoping to write more Buka business."
Wait.
Don't have in your mind this disbelief. Break that belief in your mind that you have that says, "I can't do it." Because the people that take action have more success. I've had success because maybe I'm a little crazy and I have tunnel vision. And when people would tell me, or I would hear somebody doing something, I would just do it. I wouldn't think about it and trade. I have to know everything about everything before I do this. Ray didn't do that. Allison didn't do that. Jim Blachek didn't do that. And these guys are all having success because they're taking action.
Old videos on
That's really old, brother, because those people all think they invented it themselves, as I recall now.
Little jab. The flywheel. Yeah, that was the Amazon flywheel.
Yeah, that's proven to be, I don't know, just left of the world.
Mark is on fire. I was on this call for 2 hours on Tuesday. Great stuff. Oh, yeah, Mark Lack. Yeah, Mark. yeah, I mean, where he's gone from there to there is absurd. Hey,
Master.
look, Mark's a reason, and then we linked on Mark for the show. Mark helped us put this together, an idea. So this didn't just
Yeah.
come about. I had to buy back then. I had to
John
buy
went to my son to sell me. And what did you, I remember Mark told you, oh, don't worry about it. I'll get my dad to do it.
No, he's like, don't worry about it. He's in. He's in. I got him. But we went over there, and I had to educate myself on how to run the live streaming program. I became like a techno weenie, with all studying at night, learning the switching, setting it up, all that good fun stuff, because we didn't have anybody, and so I had to learn it and kind of master it in order to do this. And that was a lot of time and effort. This is a lot easier, but we've also been doing it for years. So, with that being said, I guess the point of the story is be consistent. You want to have success, got to be. My uncle that owned a garden agency told me a long time ago when I was 9, maybe I was 21 or 20 when I first started selling life insurance at Guardian. He said, hey, just be consistent. That was it. You'll have success. That's and he was right. He was right. He's now down. I'm now down in Florida with him. I got to go visit him and update him on some recent success. So
best advice I got was from my grandma, which I've given to my sons. Treat your first child like your second.
There you go.
Gotta live it. Gotta live it to know what that means.
Okay. Well, hey guys, gals, thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening. Keep listening. We'll keep delivering stuff to you. Hope it was helpful. We ain't quitting. So, heads up advisor, entering year 5. It's plenty of time to make it. So those that are on the fence, you got fourth quarter right now. It's winter time. It's here. Get your ass out, start working. Don't take a vacation for this month, unless you're doing really well. If not, get after it, because it's time. All right, we'll end it there. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Same place, new time, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific every week. Heads Up Advisor. Later, guys.
Oh, yeah.